La Jolla is home to almost 50,000 people and arguably one of the most beautiful cities in America. People from all over flock to La Jolla for its perfect weather and its scenic backdrop. But above all, it's the community that makes this place so special.
Several people have asked me how long we've lived here, and I can easily respond. We've lived here for some 46 years. Friends and visitors often talk about why we like La Jolla, but I think the thing that I really have enjoyed the most is the diversity of culture in this community.
As we look towards La Jolla's future, keeping our history close helps us better understand who we are, where we come from, and where we're headed. La Jolla's history can be found in some of the buildings you may walk past every day. Community groups such as the La Jolla Historical Society are working hard to make us aware of these landmarks.
I think preservation is important for the community because it gives our history a sense of continuity. You can't really understand the present and maybe even the future without understanding a little bit about the past and where things came from.
The most recent preservation project is FireStation13 with architect Trip Bennett, who has held a passion for restoring historical buildings throughout his career.
To me, preservation is more than just restoring the building. It tells a story. And when you preserve a building like this, it forever captures the spirit and the body of the people who inhabited it and gives us a permanent record of who we are and where we came from.
But La Jolla's history is fading away. FireStation13 is one of the few surviving structures of La Jolla's original Civic Center on Wall Street. The other buildings include the post office, built in 1934, the original La Jolla Library, built in 1924, and the Shepard Commercial Building designed by Tom Shepard himself, built in 1926.
There's been a lot of changes in La Jolla. The one thing that has been constant has been the lack of interest into preservation. It's more of a have to versus want to. And as a result, we're losing cultural resources every month.
In 1937, the fire station was built as a WPA project and housed the police department, a jail, and the fire department all under one roof. The space was abandoned in 1976.
One thing about historic structures that I find is very important is that if people don't use those buildings and they just sort of sit there as old-fashioned monuments, they kind of fall apart and people lose interest in them. And so it's very important with these historic structures to keep them operable in our communities, I think.
In the mid-'80s, the La Jolla YMCA repurposed the building's use in the community by turning it into a satellite branch. Since then, the YMCA Firehouse 13 has grown to serve more than 4,300 people each year. Today, the space is in need of major upgrade to maximize the facility. Thanks to a generous gift from the Shepard family, a capital campaign has been launched to start renovations. The La Jolla YMCA on Cliff Ridge has been a part of the community for over 50 years and has served over 18,000 people. It's impacted the lives of so many children, adults, and families.
The Y has been part of my life since I was tiny. I learned to swim here. I was part of the Y swim team. And so my experience as a child was coming here most of the afternoons, whether it was to swim or play hoops in this very gym. Learned to play racquetball back when racquetball was a fad. And it was definitely the place for kids to come and be a part of something. Yeah, we grew up here, and I know that over the course of 50 years, a number of generations of kids in town have, and it's great to be able to work on a project that will preserve that and extend it for another 50 years.
The Y's mission is to help people realize their full potential and to improve quality of life each and every day. Their programs are for all ages, levels, and abilities. The Y puts a spotlight on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
The YMCA seems to adjust on what the current and contemporary needs are of the population they serve. And they're opening the doors to so many more activities, particularly in child care, after school activities, nutrition. It's grown with the community, and it serves the contemporary needs of the community very, very well. La Jolla would be a different place without the YMCA.
It's because of the campaign to renovate and restore Fire Station 13 that the YMCA will be able to offer more programs and provide more opportunities for children, adults, and families.
Having a YMCA presence down in the village helps us to be more visible to the community and let them know that there is a Y here. As people visit that Y, we can talk about the much larger facilities up on the hill. We can introduce people to our wellness programs. They can start classes down there and maybe choose to go to a larger Y where there's swim lessons or after-school child care. But having a presence in the village is very important to the YMCA. It exposes us to so many more people.
After the renovation, the La Jolla YMCA will be able to serve nearly 50% more people at the newly named Shepherd YMCA Firehouse 13.
My hope for the future after preserving this building is that the next generation will be able to learn and appreciate the value of historic preservation in our community. They'll see how the Y is serving the community, how they're using the facility. And again, it's going back to that restoring mind, body, spirit, and building.
And only with your support, our future success and preservation of the past is possible at the La Jolla YMCA Firehouse 13.